Hey, it has been a minute since we did a trade proposal, so we're back on it, and mainly just didn't do them because a lot of trades and a lot of rumors were going on right before the holidays, and then it was the holidays, so just didn't do it. So we're going to go over this again. I've got my idea of a trade that I will do at the end. I'm going to, on this trade board for baseball trade values, if you don't know about baseball trade values, amazing value for just 25 bucks a year. You can basically just go on here and do a bunch of trade simulations and see what these players are valued at. And it's a really unique way to look at it because it's not just value on the field. It takes into account their contracts, their years of control, all things like that. And in doing these trade proposals, as many of you know, we like to look at the trade boards here and we like to take one. We're going to laugh at one, not laughing at the person, just laughing at the overall concept of either what baseball trade values thinks this is a good trade, or in today's case, it gave me a good giggle, and I'll show you what we're talking about here in a second. Then we're going to take one of your trades. If you would like to propose a trade for our next one, which we will likely do next week or the week after that, send it to Kyle@setupman.net, Kyle@setupman.net, and I will go ahead and see what it looks like here on baseball trade values and give you my take. And then again, I will end with the one that the reason that you clicked on this video, which is going to be the trade with the Twins. So you'll see that here in a second. All right. First of all, we're going to take one from this trade simulator, and I like what James Robert has to say here. January 6th, he did two different trades with the Marlins of Sandy Alcantara. I don't know when Alcantara is coming back from his Tommy John, but what I do know is Kevin Alcantara is likely not going to get much playing time on this team. He's kind of like the James Triantos of the outfield. Like, where do you fit him in right now? And then Alexander Canario, same thing. Just don't see you getting any playing time with the Cubs. Cade Horton, listen, number 3 prospect for the Cubs, but at this point, he has not proven that he is a major league pitcher or can stay healthy for a full season. So I'm okay with trading him right now, despite the perceived value for a guy like Sandy Alcantara that you might say, well, he can't prove that he was healthy for an entire season either. Yeah, but when he is healthy, he's the Cy Young. Like, he is the best pitcher in baseball. I don't think... I mean, okay, yeah, there's arguably some better pitchers, maybe, but I would say top 3 pitcher in baseball. Over here, the only reason I don't like the other trade that James did, so I'm going to take this one. I don't like this one just on the right here. Javier Assad, Moises Ballesteros, and Kevin Alcantara, even though the value is similar to what it was over here on the left, I just think that there is more of a need for Javier Assad and more of a need for Moises Ballesteros in this organization right now. There's a need for Cade Horton if he's healthy. We just don't know what his health looks like. So that's the one I'm going to take. For the one I'm going to laugh at right here, Cubs get Dylan Cease, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Robert Suarez for Michael Busch, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ben Brown, Cade Horton, and Matt Shaw. Surprisingly, the Padres are said to be getting less value than the Cubs are receiving. I just have to laugh at this because Michael Busch, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ben Brown, Cade Horton, and Matt Shaw all have 5 to 6 years of control. So Dylan Cease has 1. I don't know. I mean, Fernando Tatis has the long contract, so you get a lot of years of him. And then Robert Suarez, one of the best relievers in the game. But still, it's just like, all right, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the Cubs' top players in their organization with full control. So made me giggle a little bit. All right, let's go to the trade simulator. And this is where I'm going to open up Baseball Reference as well. And we're going to look at a certain Andres Munoz. Yes, that is my best Spanish impression. So in case you don't know, Andres Munoz, incredible. 1.4 Baseball Reference WAR in 2022, 0.7 in 23. All-Star with a 2.0 WAR, according to Baseball Reference, in 2024. A 2.12 ERA, 22 saves in 60 games. And the dude knows how to strike out batters as well. 13, over 12, over 11 in 3 consecutive years. Gone down a little bit, but you know what? That's okay because the ERA has gotten pretty much better every single year. So you like him. Cubs need a closer. Okay. Arthur Carone says the Cubs should trade with the Mariners for their, call him number 2 pitcher.
Setup Nation, I need to take a quick 15-second break to make sure you know about our free Facebook group called Cubs Talk. If you haven't already joined it, the link is in the description. We're posting unique Cubs content, starting fun Cubs conversations, and sharing more from the Setup Man channel. Join Cubs Talk on Facebook and chat with other diehard Cubs fans right now. See you there.
So Arthur wants to send over Jordan Wicks, trade to the Mariners. Nico Horner to the Mariners. And then Jefferson Rojas. Feels like a lot. Hang on with me. To the Mariners. All right. Then in return, the Mariners, and so far we've got a 50.6 total value on that. The Mariners are going to send over Castillo, their call him number 2 pitcher, I would say. Now, he carries a pretty hefty contract. Not in today's world of starting pitchers. It's been really wild to see what starting pitchers are now worth. And Andres Munoz to the Cubs. That comes out to be a little hefty. So now I know Arthur said, hey, I don't have baseball trade values, so I'm not sure how this one pans out. So the good news is, Arthur, because Luis Castillo's contract is pretty high, what it looks like, let's go back to Castillo, what his average field value, or I think average is the A, it's just basically his overall value as a player is 75.9, but his salary is taking away a lot of that at 68.3, with leaving it with a surplus of only 7.7. So the Mariners might say, well, hey, we're not going to eat all of Castillo's contract. We're actually going to send over some cash. So maybe the Mariners say, hey, we'll send you $10 million along with Castillo. And now it evens out. So if they eat $10 million of the contract that's left for Castillo, and they send Castillo plus Munoz, and the Cubs send Wicks, Horner, Rojas, pretty much a like-for-like. 48.4 going to the Cubs, 50.6 going to the Mariners. Now, if we remove the cash and say we want to keep Jefferson Rojas for that day that he comes in and is needed, because he's still very young and he's far away from the majors, now the Cubs are getting 38.4 while the Mariners are getting 33.9. So once again, maybe you throw in maybe a lower level prospect, maybe even, I don't know, who would you throw in there? Let's just see quickly here. How about from a levels perspective, minor leaguer? Well, Brennan Davis isn't on the team anymore. Maybe, a Hayden Cantrell is a possibility. I mean, Ed Howard, yeah, for sure, but I don't think that he has a 1.8 surplus right now for Ed Howard. Seems high based on his lack of progress throughout the system. But, an Ed Howard or an Hayden Cantrell, I think that'd be fine. All right, now the trade that I would like to propose is going to be with the Twins. And that is going to be very similar to what Arthur said. So we're doing a starter and closer today. And the Cubs, well, we're going to go to the Twins first because I actually want to just do this live with you. I haven't even prepared this one because I want you to see how I go through this. So Twins are going to send over Pablo Lopez. And he's got a surplus of 47.8. I believe his contract right now is 3 years left with $21 million per year. And then they're also going to send over Duran. All right. Johan Duran. Is that how you pronounce it? Johan? It looks like John. All right. 72.5. Wow, that is high value. They really, I mean, okay, listen, guys. Yes, I want Pablo Lopez, but I really feel like he is overrated, to be completely honest. You watch him, he's good. The numbers, though, he's kind of like 2023 Jameson Taillon. Really, and almost every year, he's really not so good in one half, and then he's stellar / Cy Young-esque in the second half. I just haven't seen him put together a full year of like, yep, that guy's consistent. All right, so the Cubs. Let's think about what the Twins want. They want young, controllable prospects. Man, it's going to hurt. I know it's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good doing this. All right, let's throw in the ones that we know we can live without. The Jordan Wicks of the world. That's one for sure, especially with what he lacked this last year, which was health. Let's throw him in right away. We're not giving away Matt Shaw. People want Owen Casey, but I still would like to hold on to him given the fact that there's no guarantee that you're going to re-sign Kyle Tucker, and then what are you stuck with in right field in 2026? Then again, Jed is seeming like he's desperate for his job, so I wouldn't be surprised if he still throws him into a trade. It would just be very disappointing. Let's go Cade Horton again. I'm a lot less of untouchable on Cade Horton these days. All right, we're at 40.5. So a Major League ready Jordan Wicks and if he's healthy, Major League ready Cade Horton. 2 pitchers for 2 pitchers, but we're still coming up very short. 72.5 versus 40.5. Let's go Nico Hoerner because that just keeps on coming up. Nico Hoerner to the Twins. So I'm a little surprised here that the value is this close just because, all right, Nico Hoerner, phenomenal fielder, good, solid player, right? Outside of that, you don't have legitimate major league guys in Cade Horton or Jordan Wicks because of injuries. I'm surprised that it's this close. Still isn't close enough. Cubs could send over, call it $10 million, or they could take off a bad contract off of the Twins. I'm not sure who that would be. Probably not the route that they would go. I would say they probably just add another guy. Let's go. We're looking for a 10 surplus, huh? So maybe a couple lower level guys, or maybe one guy around 10. Who might that be? Let's look. Maybe, I don't think you throw in both Javier Assad and Jordan Wicks just because they play such a similar role in swingmen. You need a couple swingmen guys. You definitely don't send over Miguel Amaya, Porter Hodge. You don't send over Luke Little because he's your only power lefty in the organization at the moment. Maybe Brandon Birdsell. I could see that. Minor league pitcher of the year. He only comes in at a 3.3 surplus, but I could definitely see that being a route they take along with, call it, Alexander Canario. Throw both of those guys in there. Maybe we're close enough. Twins, and you're, about 5 off from the surplus value? 67 versus 72. Yeah, see if they take it. I mean, 5 controllable guys, all with a ton of control, aside from Nico Hoerner, who's got a couple years. For Pablo Lopez and Johan Duran, I do it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure that you submit your trade proposal to Kyle at setupman.net.